Let's see. Good morning, everyone. This is BizTix TV. This is the place where you can find tips and tools to help you do business better. We're here to help you run a profitable business that's fun to run and to take the hassle out of your hustle. And today I'm here with our money mindset coach, Coach Caren Fern, all the way from Toronto, Canada. Woo! I want to give a shout out to our producer, Miss Francine Gregory. She
Hi,
is
friend.
on the road, and so I just want her to know that it was my doing that ran the brand after the button was pushed. Oh, so anytime I'm in charge of the button, Caren, it's going to be a hoot. So here we go.
It's starting out pretty good. You're doing a pretty good job. You've been on it
Okay.
for 2 weeks. You're doing a good job.
Okay, so today, it's my understanding. Let's see if I can get this banner up. Is this the subject for today?
Finding you to grow your business.
Oh, to grow your business. So let me get that straight, guys. I'm going to hide this and do it again. So,
It's okay. We want to be sure on that.
let's see. Finding you to grow
Your business.
All right. Okay.
And while Terry's getting that together, since we started already,
Yes.
Caren here, a money mindset coach, as she said, and the founder of Money Mindset Academy. That's where you get my single courses and my group coaching courses there, programs, and all sorts of yummy stuff that you can learn to help grow your business and help grow you. And I bring the subjects to you today. I expand on them further when you buy my program. So just a little plug, let you know how and why I do all that I do for you. Okay? All right. So today we talk about finding and growing your business. You gotta find you. You just have to. You have to. This is so important. I'll tell you a little bit before I even get into the questions. A lot of time people will step back and say, I don't understand why my business was going well and now it fall down. Or I don't understand how so and so is making a lot of dollars and my product is better than theirs and I'm not making any money. I do a better job, I do a better presentation, and all these things might be going through your mind if you don't voice, and you're like, but they're selling. Now, nobody finds themselves 100% because there's always something, or you find yourself, but there's always other things that happen to you. So don't get me wrong. You don't have to have everything perfect to begin. That's not what I'm saying.
Okay.
That's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is you got to be comfortable in the space you're going to work in to move forward. Because if you're not, there's always this thing that's going to be tugging at you and pulling you back. And it comes in so many different forms that you don't recognize that that's what's happening. I know you guys have heard the saying said, I'm standing in my own way. People do this all the time. You stand in your own way by not understanding, by having found you, not knowing where you really stand. Lots of people start a business working off what somebody else told them. Makes sense. But it's not what they want, not what they choose to do really deep down inside. So, all right. So today we're going to talk about what if you found out what you really wanted to do and actually do it? What if you went and figured this stuff out and you said, that's what I really want to do. And it might sound stupid to somebody, but it's what you want to do, right? And then the next question we're going to ask is, what if you got all the steps to do it? And that's where I come in and that's how I help. A long time ago, I was watching this video, it's an old video on YouTube. I think the girl, oh my God, I think it was 13 years ago, she said, whatever. But it's a while ago, and she said, she was having a hard time. She couldn't find her space. And YouTube, she started realizing when she did videos, that's when she felt like she was doing what she's supposed to do. And she went to college, she got a degree in fashion and what have you. And so it felt like, why would I be making YouTube channels when I study fashion? Why am I not doing fashion? She was having this argument, but life, hit her upside down. She got pregnant, all kinds of different things life threw her way. And she said, but she would work part-time jobs, but she would still do videos and load them up on YouTube. And she'll do hauls, she'll do all kind of stuff. And then one day she said, after at least when she got pregnant, she's like, I need to really do something. And that doing something for her was actually making videos. Now, if she'd asked somebody and she said it, I said it, should I just make videos? They will say to her, why would you just make videos? Because
Mhm.
you want to know everything, how it's going to happen to the end. But she was following herself. She was finding herself. She understood at the time, hey, I finished college. I got pregnant. This person is not in my life anymore. I need to find out who I am. And doing videos allow her to do that because she can go back and look at herself and kind of see what she was feeling out in the open. This was just for her before she posted. She could edit, she could do whatever she needed to do. And eventually, once she had the baby, she realized what she was doing. She recognized that although she didn't have everything in place, she started recognizing, hey, this might be something that I want to do. And I'm willing to go the journey to see what it'll turn into.
Mm.
And that's what you have to be willing to do. Now, guys, I'm going to tell you straight up. If that's what you decide to do, you're going to be probably broke initially. You're probably going to feel like you can't do anything because you don't know what you're doing. But that in itself is you finding you. That's happening to you is you finding you. When you get up
Mhm.
and you're sad, if you're paying attention, you try to find out, why am I sad? What am I doing? And this is where journaling come in. You don't have to be in a book, it just be papers. We're just writing it out. I'll give you a money example, right? Where let's say you want to make, let's go with a small number, $2,000. And you're trying to figure out how to make $2,000. And you're sitting there. I want you to get pen and paper and put it down, right? You start writing to yourself, I want to make $2,000. How am I going to make it? This is a lot of questions you'll ask. How am I going to make it? What do I need to do? Why do I need to do it? And you start asking questions and over, and you're writing the answers as they come to you. And then you start investigating you. Would I be happy doing it? Would this bring a smile to my face? Would I want to get up every morning and get this done? If the answer is no, be honest with yourself. Just don't do it because you don't like it. All right. You go back to it. If it keep coming back to you though, maybe it's a lesson in there to learn. So let's say the idea visit you again and you wrote it out. You said, but this is difficult for me to do. Why is it difficult for me to do? Oh, because I don't know the steps how to do it. Oh, because I feel it's going to take too long. I think I'm going to be bored with it. And you can keep writing that out and keep writing that out. This is like walking, right? This is like going for a walk with your idea, but you're doing it with yourself with pen and paper. Put it down, come back to it. Give yourself a full week. Just keep learning and finding out about you. The reason you're writing this out is because I want you to get it out of your head and get it out in the open. So there's no secret. Here's what happens with secrets. When you got too much of a big secret, this is what I believe, the devil take over and he try to show you all the reasons why it doesn't work. He get in there and he lie to you like crazy. Or you lie to yourself,
Mhm.
whichever way you want to look at it. And then you keep thinking you can't do it. But when it's written, there's a place to go back to. There's a place to go back and investigate and say to yourself, oh, but I worked it out. I work out how I can get here. I work out where I can go from this. And if it wasn't, get rid of that and start a new thread. Nobody is
Ah.
watching you. Let me tell you the secret. Nobody's watching you. I can't tell you how many times I had piles of paper just writing to my glory about the why, the if, the but, the this, the that. And then when I go over it and it's not what I want, I got rid of it. And I
Ah.
tell myself, I'm not going to apologize for letting it go because it's not of me. It's not where I want to be. That is you. You can't pull me over there. So I will get rid of that. And then I write fresh again. And I go back. This is an exercise that takes time, but it's so worthy of doing because you can't believe how much things are inside of you until you start writing. Now,
Wow.
I understand sometimes I say, well, I don't like to write, I'd rather just speak it into a mic. That's well too. But it's something with the connection of getting it out of your head with writing versus just speaking it out. Now, that's okay
Mm.
too, but you want to come and write it out. Because when you write it out, the proof is not only me, but also people who I've given this idea to and who've actually worked it out. The only trouble with
Okay.
it, somebody happened to last year. She said, Kai, when I actually realized it could happen, I just freak out because this was like a freaky thing. We talked about it. I went and do it. And then I was freaking out that it happened. And then she
Mhm.
was late in the night because when I got up the first thing in the morning, it was in my messenger because she was just freaking out. She goes, I did it. What did you do? She's like, I just got a client for $6,000. And I was like, what? She's like, yes, I wrote everything down and I keep writing it out. I keep writing it out. I keep describing. I was explaining it to myself. And I was explaining why if I had this handsome sum of money, sorry, it was about $8,000. If I had this sum of money, how, what it was going to do for me, why it was needed and all this sort of stuff. And she said, oh, also when I send the contract to the person, he said I start questioning me. Are they gonna maybe gotta do monthly payment? Oh my god. And she said, I stopped myself and I start writing again. No, I want it in full. I want payment in full. Da 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 da. Send the contract. In less than 24 hours, it was signed with the 8 grand fully paid. And that was the thing that had her freaking out because she was like, so you telling me I could have done this ever since and I wasn't doing it. But she started to trust. She started
Mhm.
to trust that this is a possibility. I used to ask when I was younger, why if A person over here want to do something and nothing happened, but B over here come and do it and it's happening? How come they start at the same place, but one is keep rising and the other is not moving or such a
Uh-huh.
slow pace? And one of the things I come to understand, and this is definitely straight from God, is that He said they didn't believe fully. They didn't believe it could happen. They
Oh,
had this doubt
okay.
lingering right in that space between allowing me to work and they're in control. This space. So it's you asking, you allowing, and you letting go for it to happen. These are the three main steps: asking,
Mhm.
letting go, and allowing it to happen. People sometimes think if you set a goal or you visualize something, you have to be the person. You have to be there. You can't free up this space for it to happen. I did a talk the other day on visualization and actualization because once you visualize something, it will happen, but your job is to do what you have to do while you're waiting for it to happen. So you decide you want this number dollar amount, but while you're waiting for the client to come, for it to happen, your job is to get the junk out of your hair that is in there, that is blocking things out.
All right.
That's why you're writing, you're freeing up your body. Mine is writing, mine is dance, mine is singing, adding music. I have a variation of things I do, but just to free up, because I teach about mindset and I help a lot of people. So I take on a lot of other energies. So I personally, I
Mhm.
know I have to keep working on me. I can't just sit down and relax. I feel like a person who eat way too much, and my appetite is small. I don't eat a lot of food, but I feel like I eat everybody food in the kitchen sink. So I have
Mm.
to constantly keep working on it. Constant.
So we're going to it's asking, letting go, and what's the other one?
Allowing.
Allowing.
Yes.
Okay.
Most of us are so, and I see that with myself. We want to be so much in control. And what's happening in
Mhm.
the world right now really showed up so that everybody can see how they are not in control of a lot of things. They're not in control of a lot of things, and they are freaking out, especially if you're a control freak. Like I used to be, I say like control, but to the end where I would like freak out on my kids. You're just like in panic mood. You're like, why can't I? Like my daughter said to me, Mom, I got a couple of friends, they're introverts, and even them are saying, I just want to decide that I didn't want to go out, but no, I can't go out if I wanted to. I'm not
Okay.
sure what I want to do, even though I love being on my own. Guys, so when you start finding out who you are,
Mhm.
when you start looking after who that awesome being is, it, as I said, your business is such a reflection of you that you can't help but shine. Here's the other good news. Lots of times your business will shine before it financially shines. By the time you get to the money part, you've been shining and growing in your business. If you're online like I am, there's a lot of content, a lot of video creation, a lot of summits, a lot of interviews. I do a lot of different things that sometimes you see it here on Facebook and sometimes it's not on Facebook. But I do a lot of things. And so you're seeing all those things blossoming. And you don't, whenever somebody make it big in the big world, or they tell you how much money they make, because that's when people
Mm-hmm.
start looking at you, um, you're like, oh, that person did it in 6 months. No, they've been at it, they've been working at it, and they probably make a lot of money otherwise. But this specific money that was made now, that's what people focus on a lot. And that's what people are, and that also is a marketing pull, right? People like to hear about that so that they can feel like they can make what you make. Not
Mm.
understanding that they would have to, excuse me, also be in the space and the mind frame to be able to do this for themselves. It is not an
Okay.
easy task. I'm never going to sit here and say it's easy, but it's pretty simple.
Mm-hmm.
Simple does not mean easy. Simple is simple, easy is easy.
It means not complex.
That's it.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Mm-hmm.
But it takes work. The simplest of things takes work. Like I'm editing my videos in iMovie, for example. And every time I go to edit a video, I learn something new. And I remember the first time I did my video in there, I was, confused, wasn't sure what I wanted to do. I didn't even sure how I wanted to show up really. I was just doing for do sake because I wanted to test out the software. And
Mm-hmm.
now that I make a lot of cooking videos, I make my dance. Well, I don't edit my dance videos. I just let them be. I'm not sure, but my cooking videos, I go in there and edit it because if I find that I repeat myself and that sort of stuff, I'll take that out and that sort of thing, right? I'm learning a lot of new things. iMovie is very simple to edit. It's not hard, but there's a lot of things that takes time if you want it to show up a certain way so that the novice cook can actually go in there and see how to cook. I want them to feel
Mm-hmm.
at ease. I want them to pick up whatever they have and turn it into a meal. Yes, I'm teaching Pacific dishes right now, but eventually, I'm going to show them how to do prep work and all that sort of stuff. But I want it in a certain order so that if you do nothing at all, here is how you clean chicken. Here is how you clean fish. Here's how you do this specific thing. Here's why you do it. The hygiene behind it and everything, right? So
Mm-hmm.
everything is film in different sections, and then I have to cut it and paste it together so it could tell this really great story. And it's simple to do, but it takes time to learn. It takes time to
Mm-hmm.
get it right. And I can't hand it out to anybody to do because I myself is learning how I want to show up on the video before I can put it over to an editor. I need to have this sort of momentum going, and then I say to somebody, edit this for me,
Mm-hmm.
what have you. So again, it is simple, but it takes time. When you get that going, so we're talking about it finding you to grow your business. There's nobody that start a business that doesn't want to see their business grow. And when your business grow, you also have to grow. Because if you don't grow, when your business grow, it's going to outgrow you. Then what are you going to do? You're going to hire people. You'll hire the wrong people because you haven't learned yet how to manage you, much less manage this growing business.
Okay.
A friend of mine years ago, his brother drove taxi. That's in Guyana, and I used to say to him, Faisal, why don't you get two, three taxi? I mean, you could grow this thing into something. He says, Caren, I can barely manage myself. I can't manage anybody else. He was just honest with himself. He's like, I could barely manage me. I can't manage anybody else. He was right. You can't manage anybody else. We all knew that eventually. We see his steps. All right. So number two was, what if you got all the steps to do it? Yes, system. Yes, steps are system. We want to systemize things. That's my genius. Can I promote me a little bit? That's my genius. That's my genius. steps, because when you set up the steps to do something, you can repeat that thing over and over again without fail. That's why people love recipes, right? They
Mm-hmm.
love to follow it so they can get the end result looking like with the picture promise. Now, you need a little bit of homework to make it look like with the picture promise, right? And that's practice. You need some homework, you need to go see it, figure it out, and come do it. And then you're good to go. So same with this. You need the steps. You need to figure out, I gave you the steps before, the allowing what have you. You need the steps, but you need to believe you can do it to follow the steps. Being a coach, I'm a cheerleader. I see for people what they can't see for themselves. And I help them keep momentum because life just throws us a lot of curveballs. It pushes and tug at us. And it's more vicious to us when we are moving in the right direction. Yes, I know if you're moving in the right direction, you probably heard, then things are going to move with you. They are. But the harder you push, the more things come at you. The
Mm.
more things come at you. And it come in different form. It come from your hubby. It comes from your mother. It comes from your children, your grandchildren if you have them. It come from so many places, and the people closest to you, it always come from first, right? And you keep saying, but these people have no sense, they know what I'm doing. I told them, I sit down, I spoke to them. What's going on? Just a test, just to see, just to make sure. And then when you think everything is okay, you get tested again and again. Right,
Wow.
Caren?
Yeah. What I hear you saying is that resistance is going to come from the people closest to us,
Yes.
and they may not even be conscious of it. All they know is that they have a need, and we're not filling it in that time frame.
Yes. Yes. And so it shows
It
up.
doesn't mean we're not going to fulfill it. It just means, not now. Just as though, especially if you work from home. Like now, there's a lot of people working from home who don't normally work from home, and there are a lot of people in the house who are not normally in the house. So now you got family dynamics, you got um, new activities, and trying to learn how to reconnect. So there's a pulling on your time. So if you were a work at home person to begin with, now you've got these other folks
Let
who
me
are
tell you.
also sequestered with you, and you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah. Why are
So
you
what do
at
we
my
do?
door? Why are you at my door? This is my working time. I just coming to check you out. Don't check me out.
I'm on the air.
Yes,
Don't,
this is not a water cooler moment. We
girl.
are not. I have to say the other day, I'm like, I'm not trying to get away from work. I actually like what I do. I love what I'm doing. I don't need to get up to no. There's a set time when my
Well, you see, now people have a different routine. They haven't set a routine in this new environment.
yeah.
So, and even before that, people were pulling on us,
Yes.
and we had to set some boundaries
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and commit to our routine.
Yes. Yes. And it's so easy, the tug. I want people to know that I felt it too. Like initially, I wasn't feeling it, but I think
Hmm.
last week I felt some tug. I had to had some serious discussions all over again. We'd crossed that where everything was fine, and then all of a sudden, I'm having this discussion all over again, more than once, to more than one people,
Hmm.
because nobody heard the first, second. It was the third time, and I don't want to be. This is how I personally work. I don't want to get myself to any angry state because then it takes me a while to calm down to be able to do me.
And you lose focus.
Yes.
Hey, Pat, how you doing?
Hi, Pat.
Good to see you. Good to see you. So my question is this: do you think it's more effective when you have, if you're working at home, if you have a sign on the outside of the door that says working, please do not disturb.
I used to have that sign and I took it down because things were great. Thank you. It's gonna go back up.
Because there's something about a visual sign,
Yeah.
or um, I'm on the air right now.
Yes.
Something that lets people know
Yes.
this is not the time to enter the office.
Right. And I gotta put back that sign up because I took it on because everybody was used to it. Everybody knows on Wednesday, like I have a full plate and I would reinforce it. So I don't really have that kickback from the kids. But now that my husband comes in at a certain time, he's like, where is she? What is she doing? Hi, Karen, how are you? Uh-huh. He said, I didn't see the sign. The last time he said, you had a sign on the door? Yeah, it was a sign on the door and you totally ignored it. So I had to
And
lock
then, guys, if people violate the sign, then what you're going to have to do is have something when they come in and it goes like this, so they can see, okay, on the air or something. You know what I mean?
that's
Because
a, yes,
sometimes
smart.
if it's new, they
Yes,
may overlook it,
yes, yeah, yeah, yeah. You are so right. You're so right because
especially if it's cute. Don't put any flowers on it because they'll think it's just decorative. You know
yeah,
what I mean?
you're right, Terry. It's all right because I'll be distracted by the flowers versus the sign and what it says. I'm on here.
Yeah, it's just Grammy. She's doing something. She's crafting something on the door. Okay, it's okay to go in. That's cute and straight in.
We're not having it. We have to reinforce. And also, when people work out of the home and they see you working in their head, depending on the jobs that they have, yours look like you're not doing much. Especially if they come in and catch you at a thinking period, a musing period.
Mm,
I have spots in my day where I'm just musing. I'm just spending time finding out some things. And so
yes,
that doesn't cause me to type or I just sit.
we call that research,
you know?
right? Because sometimes you're just surfing to see what other people are doing, getting inspiration. We used to get it from the newspaper. Now we get it online.
Yes.
And so people say, "Oh, you're not doing anything. You're just on the web." Well, I'm on there for a specific purpose.
Thank you. And it takes time. Research takes time.
Yes.
There's some, I'm finding now I was going to bed a little later because sometimes I need to stay up after work, after dinner, after everybody's gone, so I can get this quiet time to do that
Hmm.
without the distraction, like to sit there because there's some things I refuse to. I absolutely refuse to give up what I have spent time building because of what's happening. I'm not coming when people are free to go back out full time and do whatever they got to do. I'm still gonna be here full time. So
Hmm.
I'm the things in my timeline. I told a friend this yesterday. She said, what if this is a blessing and next year, later this year, turn out to be a good year? I said, when 2020 started, I said it's gonna be a good year, and it still is a good year. Now it just depends on how you're looking at it. So
Well, let's look at it this way. If we took 2020 out of the timeline, it would cause a serious interruption with the rest of the timeline, wouldn't
wouldn't it? Right?
it? We can't get to 2021 without going through 2020. It's like the people who wake up on Monday morning and say, "Oh, I gotta go to work." Well, you can't get to the weekend without going through Monday. Come on, people.
You
How
gotta
you doing,
start on
Karen?
And Monday's a beautiful day. All the new things can happen. If you had spent, even if it's an hour out of your Sunday, planning and putting together Monday and Tuesday, you don't even have to do the whole week. Just the beginning of the week. What do I like to see? If you're not sure, if you're the person who's grumpy, put on a gospel, put on some kind of upbeat music, something that gets you into the mood and the flow. The easiest is just to clap your hand, clap you into awakeness, bring your spirit up, and let's move it, man. Get
Well,
yourself.
just clapping your hands um, stimulates your lymphatic system. You
Look,
know,
look at
ra-
Karen,
raising your
Karen's gonna tell
hands
us.
stimulates your lymphatic system, which makes you more. What did you call it? Limber?
Yes.
and it improves your health, especially in this environment, because one of the places where things settle are in your lymphatic system. So if you are raising hands, doing things, that's why the whole thing of, you know, dancing and praising and raising your hands has a positive effect on your endorphins and on your physical health. I like the fact that you take these dance breaks.
I
It's
got it.
good for your health. It's good for your
Yes.
health.
I am happy. I am pumped. I'm back, and then I just got crazy productive. Every week, every Friday, every Saturday, I am like in awe of my accomplishments for my 5 days.
Hey,
Yeah.
and I think too, we don't give ourselves enough credit. Hey, Britta, for
Hi,
just
Brenna.
keeping our schedule. If you keep your schedule, that is an accomplishment, people. It, um, if you touch your fitness, your health, you know what I'm saying?
Yes,
Touch with friends, check your finances, uh,
you win.
check in with family,
Yes.
then all of those things count as success
Yes, and they need to be celebrated. I was
and
telling
acknowledged.
you, they need to be celebrated. I felt somebody said, check your bank account even if it's zero.
Mhm.
Keep
Mhm.
checking your bank account. Me and the girls talked about it years ago, over 10 years ago. She said, it started off with $5 in my bank account. And when I first had the notion to check my bank account, it just gives me the energy that I want to see more in there. And then once there's a number in there, I didn't want to touch it. And then once that number didn't want to be touched, I was able to move it over to investment. And then I was able to do this, and then I was able to do that. But before, I was just depressed. I didn't want to touch, I didn't want to see my bank account. She's like, kind of, Kevin, if you wanted me to see my bank account every single day. I said, yes, I want you to open your bank account and look at it every day. And I want you to visualize what you want to see in there. And I want you to be willing to work on what you want to put in there. Then I want you to go over and watch your budget and see what your budget is telling you, what it's explaining to you, and what you can do about it so you can move some money in your bank account. And
Mhm.
and then put it in there. It's a habit forming. Hers was so bad that she had to, and that's why that's part of my principle where I talk about keeping money in your account for a full year. You don't have to keep everything, but I want you to keep it there because it's just showing you that you can do it. Every single time you see you got $500, $2,000, you're like, I can do. No, you can't do because you can't touch it. So you ain't doing none. If you want to do that thing, you go make money to do that thing. You ain't touching that $2,000. It's staying right there. No, you don't need it. I am telling you, you don't need it unless you want to grow it. Don't touch
Well, now did you hear that, ladies? Britta says coming in here daily is one of her
it.
habits. One
Yes,
of the
Brenda,
things that
and
she
we
considers
appreciate you.
a success if she makes it into the broadcast. Thank you so much, Britta.
So,
Don't forget to call me. I haven't forgotten. Okay, call me on Messenger. Okay. Um, yeah. So I just want you to recap for us because a couple of people came in after you got started.
okay.
So I'm going to put up this, what I think is number one. Let me know if I got the right thing up here. It says, if you found out what you want to do and do it.
Yes.
What if you found out what you want to do and do it?
Yes. That was number one. And we talked about
Okay.
it. And today we're talking about finding you to grow your business. So that was number one. And number two was what if you got all the steps to do so? And I gave you
Okay.
some of the steps there. And we talked about the steps to get there. And of course, I help along the way too. I help you get there. I help you systemize things to suit yourself. In each and every one of my program in different forms, that is a must. That's in there. My free course that is going up in my group shortly, that is exactly what it's talking about. It's really about feel it, find it, and do it. Because I want people to have that foundation. Foundation is not opening a bank account and registering your business. Foundation is finding you, is feeling and finding and doing it, and then open those stuff. Because when you understand that thing about yourself, you can go do that. And I repeat, you don't have to be perfect. Everything don't have to be in order, but you have to find that balance so that when you get into business, because entrepreneurship is not an easy task. Being in business is not easy. But when you are not settled on you,
Mhm.
because even finding your ideal client, it's a journey. It's not where you work, what age they are, what gender, and you write that stuff up and everybody tells you to do that and then you're okay. I'm going to tell you this. It took me a long time to figure out who my ideal client was. And that's me working through the processes. And I would find this person, that person, and they have this job and they no, the people I work with are the people who are good, even excellent at what they do. But they have their kids, their husbands or wives who are pulling on them and they don't know how to be able to work in their business while still
Mhm.
serving those people. And I want to help them to be happy and be productive in their business and what they do. Those are the people I serve. And it took me a while to be that crystal clear on the people I serve. Now, yes, I'm going to say age. Yes, I'll put in gender. I really like working with women, but the core was that. And if you were divorced and you're feeling guilty, guilty from the divorce, guilty from being pulled with the kids, to see other attachment of people that I help. When I first started coaching, the main thing I was helping was divorcees who didn't have a hold on their finances, and me helping them to see how now they can run their own place without a husband help. Those were the first set of people that I helped online was divorce
Mhm.
because some of these people did not understand their finances. The husband did everything. Yes, it sounds old school, but there's still people in this day and age who do not or don't feel that finance is part of their strong suit. So it's not because the husband took it over, because they didn't think so. They let the husband take it over, and then now they have to come back in. And they always cook that up too. I never loved math, so it was easy for him to do it. And then now we
Mhm.
have to talk about what they have to do. The first girl, like, what you have to do. Yes, you have to go live with your dad again. Yes, it's shameful. Yes, it's embarrassing. But why go pay rent when the funds are limited? Your job don't pay much, and you got a child. You go and you suck it up. And you rent a room from your dad. Yes, not free. I want you to rent a room from him so that you have that responsibility.
Mhm. Mhm.
All right.
Yeah. I so coach,
Mm,
I was asking the audience if any of them have worked through these two things. Have you found out what it is that you love to do and are you doing it?
right.
And then the other thing is, do you have really, now that you have all the steps, or if you had all the steps, would you do what you really want to do if you're not doing it? Is
I
that
do.
basically
Yes,
okay?
yes, yes,
Okay,
yes.
let's
You
not
got it,
explain that right.
Terry.
Okay.
Got it.
Okay. Jerry says, "Good morning, blessings." Thank you,
Hi,
Jerry.
Jerry.
Yeah,
Good morning.
yeah. So, guys, if you have experienced this and worked through some things, and we would like you to add to this conversation
Yes.
how you got through it, or maybe what it is you need to get through what you're going through, or haven't finished the journey. Let us know. And Coach Caren will be watching the chat, and we'll get to it. And those of you who are watching on the replay, feel free to put your questions in there, and we will have Coach get back to you. So, Coach, in the meantime, if people need your help now, where can I reach you on the web?
Profits in Daily. Facebook, you can book a session. There's a book now. Just click on there, book your 30 minutes, no pressure call, and let's work on one thing that you know you need to work. Just come. Just to move the needle, just to get the needle moving. And I appreciate everyone who comes in here and catch us live or on the replay, hashtag replay. I appreciate you. I come prepared and always ready to serve you every Wednesday, and I appreciate that you show up. And I hope I am a blessing to you in any way possible. That's it.
Okay. So I am putting in here, find Coach Caren on Facebook at Profits in Daily.
Yep.
So I'm getting ready to put this in the chat. If I can get to it, disable. So let me do this. Come on, guys. Okay,
Terry
there
is
it is.
at the wheel. Okay, guys, give her a
I
minute.
know. Girl,
Give her a minute. You guys see Terry's been working hard on her mask. Let's talk about her mask. She's been having them out. She's been using the cricket. Oh
oh
man,
yeah.
and every mask that come out is better than the last one. I've been watching and I've been watching, but
Have you?
yep, yep.
I am really enjoying personalizing the mask for people.
Hmm.
So I'm putting in here. I'm putting a banner up too, so that if you want to know what's going on, guys. I said, what is she doing? What's all that typing
Terry
going on
is
with this?
practicing her tech
Profit? Is that right?
in
Profit
Profits in
in.
on Facebook. Yeah,
Okay.
she's
That's where you can
doing
find
her
Coach
tech stuff.
Caren.
She's doing her tech stuff, you know.
Well, we're learning stuff every day.
Yes, we are.
I like the fact that you were talking about that. Let's learn something new every day.
Every day.
So, Coach, I'm going to let you have the wrap up, and then we're going to give you guys the rest of your day. Thank you so much for
Thank
joining us.
you so much.
And I'm going to check the comments right before we go and make sure that I'm
Thank
not
you guys for
missing any of
joining
the
me. All
comments.
this month we were talking about possibilities. Really, that's what we're talking about. Possibilities all month. And finding you to grow your business is you living in the land of possibilities, understanding that you're looking after you so that you can look after your business and look after your clients and students if you're a teacher. So all around everybody's on the winning team. That's what it helps you do. And today we cover what if you found out the thing you always wanted to do and you actually do it. Do it, do it.
Hmm.
A friend of mine sent a picture where this photographer is just, you can dress up and he'll come and take your picture. She will come and take your picture. She'll stand outside and you behind the glass. Yes, she took some pictures. She knows what
Oh,
to do.
I love
Yes,
that.
I couldn't believe it. She sent it. She's like, I'm like, is this a joke? She's like, nope. She did a few shots, went in, fixed it up, sent it to the person so the person can continue doing whatever they were doing, their branding or something. She's like, let's figure a way so that when this is done, you were moving in the background. So she did that
Wow.
photo shoot from
Wow.
the
But
outside.
well, you know what, Caren? I'm thinking too that this thing that evolved out of what's going on now, the whole mask business and everything,
Mhm.
may continue because of some other things you're talking about that might be coming up this winter. So I'm working on designs for the next season. Hopefully we won't need them, but
People will
I'm
use
in
it, I
position.
think, in crowded places, just so that at the fashion ones, people
Yes,
are going
exactly.
to use it. Of course, it's not the thing you want to do all the time because we used to having our face out. But there's people
Yeah.
in Toronto here who have always worn masks. This is not new for them. There's people
Ah,
who always worn masks. I've seen them,
interesting.
and I used to say that.
Oh,
Why? No.
now we know, right? Maybe something we didn't know. I know that whenever I would talk to my daughter over there in China, they would have people. Everybody had a mask. I was like, "What's going on?"
Yeah.
Now I know. You know better, you do better. Okay. All right, Coach. Is there anything else you want to share with us before we go?
No, we're good for today. We're good for today. I think we did it. Yeah. Let's hold on today because Coach can go crazy on information.
Well, something else. We can only implement so much, and we've got a lot on our plate. So
Yes,
I
that's why.
appreciate you keeping it simple and doable. Okay. All right. Tomorrow is Thursday, so we'll be here with Happy Healthy Habits with Robin Shamizu and friends, and I believe her guest is going to be Lennis Mullins, who is all about helping women over 40 live better. So, with that, I want you guys to tune in, and we look forward to seeing you tomorrow. And don't forget
To go to the
to go
front.
to the front of your own line. Okay, bye bye.